Welcome back to the vlog, y'all. It's Friday the 21st. It's the beginning of peak week. I actually just closed my last video and it's like saving right now. I am headed to Powerhouse to run this routine, hopefully for the second to last time. Hopefully today is amazing, one and done. And then if that is the case, I will do it again on Monday. Hopefully also one and done. And if that is the case, I will do it again on stage. If any of these are not one and done, there will be more practices added. So guess what is getting delivered tonight, everybody? My real costume, the one that's been stuck in customs for however long now. It feels like weeks, but I think it's only been like probably 7 days. They did refund my my shipping cost because I messaged like, okay, I want my money back. Like, I did not get this in time. So they refunded my shipping cost. So it gets delivered tonight. If I don't love it significantly more than the backup costume, I'm just going to be like, no, it's too late. It got here too late. I want all of my money back. There's no reason for me to have two costumes. Actually, there is a reason for me to have two costumes, so I'll probably keep it no matter what. Anyway, my costume is going to be here, so that's exciting. I don't know. That's really actually all I came on here to say. I'm about to go hit this routine. It is almost noon, I think. I don't know. It's 11:26. There's no classes in the exercise room right now on a Friday. So hopefully there's also no people, because I don't have, you guys, I don't have the patience. I don't have the energy. I don't have it in me to deal with 16 other people in that room. I just don't have it. I don't have it. So if those people are giving me grief, and by giving me grief, I mean existing, then I'm probably just going to skip it and do it later. Probably just going to hit back, do cardio, move on with my life, maybe do this routine tomorrow. I don't know, but I just know that I'm not going to be in there getting tired trying to run it 4 times in a row because every time I run it, somebody walks across me. Like, it's not going to happen. I don't have it in me today. So if it's empty and God is on my side, you know what? God already showed up for me and started my period early so that I'll be off by the Arnold. Okay, parking lot's looking good. Parking lot is looking promising. I just need him to move for me. And a couple more things. I need this room to be empty, and then I need to get through Columbus at my best. It's kind of a big ass, but you know what? If anybody can do it, God can do it. So, anywho, I just got here. I'm in Nutrition Pump and Burn Boot Camp Ignite in here, which I'll warm up. And then if my warm up is really good and I'm feeling one and done, I'll take this. If not, we're gonna see. I don't know. But basically, today's plan is routine, back and shoulders, cardio. I might do routine, then cardio, so I can get it done. One rundown. Not good. There was someone in here when I got in here, but she was finishing up, so I just warmed up. My warm-up wasn't amazing. I think I should have spent more time warming up instead of being like, well, I'll just do it. Because actually, it wasn't even the skills that I warmed up that were bad. I missed a weird transition. But I just don't like doing it when there's all these people in the gym. To be completely honest, it is very hard for me to focus when I can see people in the gym doing whatever they're doing, right? Like, I'm looking through the window of the gym and I'm watching people finish their set and then see what's going on in the room and stop and go look, or I'm watching someone pose in the window because they can see their reflection, just very distracting. And I understand I'm gonna be doing this routine with other people watching, but it's different when you're performing and everybody is stopped and focused on you versus right now where there's just so much chaos happening. Even though there's nobody in this room, there's just a lot happening, and I can feel myself in my routine not focusing on my routine, but focusing on that person that I just saw stop their set to stop what they're doing to watch me, right? And now I see this person tap the person on the shoulder and point into the room, and now they're both looking, and I'm seeing that and focusing on that instead of just focusing on myself. Like I said, a performance is different because people are just sitting there watching you. They're not doing this and moving. I mean, of course, out at the show, I'm sure there's people walking and, there's a lot, but it's just different at shows because 95% of the people are not moving and they are just sitting there watching you. And the way that the lighting is, you can't even really see the crowd. So you really can only see the judges. But here I can see everybody, I can see everything. I can see people outside in the parking lot. Literally from this room, I can see the parking lot. I can see through the gym to the parking lot. And when I'm in the middle of my routine and I'm looking at the parking lot instead of focusing on what I'm about to do, it's just really distracting. So I can't decide if I'm going to try it again or if I'm just going to run sections. I think I might just run sections. I think I only have sections in me today because I don't want to get frustrated. If I try another full out and it's not good, then I'm going to be pissed. So I think I might just do front half, back half, and then go on about my day, back and shoulders cardio, go pick up Reagan. And now I know also, like, okay, I'm gonna run a full out on Tuesday. So after I leave work on Tuesday, I'm gonna come to Powerhouse and run a full out. Then I get to Columbus on Wednesday morning. And I need to do another full out on Thursday, the day before the show. I need to do another full out. So I'm also, like, right now, like I said, if it's one and done, I'll do it today, I'll do it Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll do it again on show day. Like, now I'm like, no, you need to do this tomorrow. And then you also need to do it, you need to do this multiple days in a row. Like, it's just not at a point where I can take 4 or 5 days off in between runs and expect them to be good. Now, granted, you guys, I'm being so nitpicky about how this routine went. If I would have done the mistake that I did on stage, nobody would have even known it was a mistake, except for me and Missy. Nobody would have known it was a mistake. But because my level of expectation right now, my standard at this point is this needs to be perfect, I'm irritated. Again, it was very good. Everything except for that little tiny mistake, and honestly, I should have just kept going because everything after that is always good. I should have just kept going. I'm kind of irritated that I stopped, to be honest. Everything was really good. Like I said, I'm just being super nitpicky because I have a high expectation for myself. If I would have done this on stage, I would have been perfectly happy. Like, I would have probably been like, oh man, that's not really what it was. But I mean, if you're a fitness competitor who's competed more than once, you've probably improvised on stage once. Like, it would have been one of those, like, okay, that's not really what it was, but nobody knew. It looked fine. It flowed fine. It was fine. But because my expectation is at this point perfection, I'm upset about it. I'm, like I said, kind of with my check-ins, which are now on last week's video, but for me, that was just this morning. Kind of like my check-ins. I'm being a little bit dramatic. Like, I think from the outside, nobody would even know, but like from what my standard is, not happy about it. But anyway, it's already been 6 minutes of me talking. I'm gonna sit here and rest for 5 more minutes. Then I'm gonna try it again. Did you guys see how I talked myself from, I think I'm just gonna do halves because if I try it again, I'm gonna be pissed, to talking myself down and realizing that it was such a minor mistake that I can do it again. It really was such a minor mistake. I'm just a drama queen. I'm a week out and I'm in shambles. Mentally, I'm in shambles. Okay, I did it. I didn't do my tumbling today. Honestly, that took me like 4 tries. Like 4 more tries from the first one. I went, some guy came in, and then I was just like, okay, I'll face the other way. Then he walked in the middle of my routine. So then I was just like, I stopped. I didn't even try to keep going. I just stopped. So I sat for a second. I was like, you know what, Andrea, just do it. Like, just do it. So I went, and then like the next 2, I should have just finished, but I was being nitpicky. And then I told myself, on the next one, just finish. Doesn't matter if you don't think it was good enough, just finish. So that's what I did. And it, in my head, was not amazing, but I did finish. I'm about to watch it. I'm still breathing heavy, obviously. Let me see. I mean, it says 85, but that's wrong because it's like high on my arm. Anyway, so it's 12:14. I'm gonna go do 40 minutes of cardio. Do 40 minutes of cardio, go home, eat a meal, pick up Reagan from school, and come right back here to lift and finish my cardio. Because thank goodness, Powerhouse extended their kids club hours, so they're open all day, 8 to 8. They used to close at 1 and not open until 4, so I would have to wait until 4 to come back with her, but now I could just pick her up straight from school and come back. So that's what I'm gonna do most of my cardio, go pick her up and come right back here, because then I still have full 2 hours of kids club. Anyway, It wasn't amazing, but it was good. Again, my standard and my expectation for myself is like so high, especially because I've already seen this routine almost like really like maxed out. And so now anything below that is not good enough. But again, I haven't watched it, but based on how it felt, honestly, even though I'm like, I think I would be happy to put it on stand. Okay, so picked up Reagan from school. Y'all, we've been in the car for 6 minutes. I knew she would be tired, but I didn't think she'd fall asleep that fast because she had gymnastics this morning. However, not only did she have gymnastics this morning, on Friday morning, she goes to my mom's when I train. So I wake her up. You know, I've talked about this before. I wake her up, or I get her up, I put her in the car, and then I take her to my mom's. Normally, she just goes immediately back to sleep. But my mom told me, oh, she woke up this morning. Like, she came into my room at 6 a.m. and was awake. So she was awake, then went to gymnastics, and went to school. So this chick has been up since 6 a.m. It's almost 3 p.m. Now, for us, for grown-ups, to be up from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. is not that big of a deal. For a 4-year-old, that's pushing it. But now she's about to go play at Powerhouse for 2 hours because Mama has to finish her workout, honey. Mama has to finish her workout. So I ended up only doing 20 minutes of cardio earlier, mostly because I was like, well, I have a 2-hour max later. So I was like, I technically could come back for another full 2 hours. So I really don't even need to do any cardio right now. However, I did 20 minutes and then I went home and posed. Y'all, I fixed the posing. Thank God. Because I was not well this morning over the posing. So I posed a while in the garage, which that specific note that I posed in the garage is important to note because I always pose at home like on the carpet. And so I haven't been posing on a hard surface. So I was like, well, you know what? Like, it's time to start posing on a hard surface. I mean, I pose in my kitchen a little bit, but I mostly pose just in the hallway. Because that's like where I take my check-ins is like from outside of the bathroom. So anyway, posed on the hard surface, fixed my pose. I put on my stage suit just because I needed like the mental boost of being in sparkles. So I put on my stage suit, looked so much better. But now we're about to hit back and shoulders and do 40 minutes of cardio, maybe a full hour just because I got it. And yeah, this is I went to 7-Eleven to get Reagan some chips just because like she hasn't eaten. She ate lunch at school, but like, I'm like, well, now she's about to be at the gym with me for 2 hours and you're not allowed to like bring food in there. You can only bring snacks. So I have to bring her like fruit or chips. Pretty much the only options are fruit or chips or like cereal. And so I just got her chips. But anyway, so I went to 7-Eleven to get chips, but then I also, like, because I mixed up my pump and my pre-workout at this point now, hours ago, and it was room temp, so I also got a cup of ice. Drinking this, I'm going to let her sleep for like another 5 minutes while I park in that pimp, and then I'm going to finish this, and we are going to go inside. I'm texting Karina. Last week's video is uploaded, and Karina is sending me words of affirmation that I am a good mom. Because I'm in the trenches. I'm in the trenches with a 4-year-old. Stacking 4 with prep. 4 is hard on its own. Any of you who don't have children, who plan to have children, don't let anybody tell you that the 2s are terrible. 2 was so fun. 2 was so fun. 3 was so fun. People are like, oh, terrible 2s, 3 nature. No, 2 and 3 were awesome. 4 is wrecking. 4 is dragging me. 4, I have no other words. Somebody tells me it gets better at 5, but they also told me that I would stop being violently ill in my 2nd trimester, and that didn't happen. So anyway, this age it's tough. Especially because I'm trying my hardest not to put her fire out, right? Like, I've talked about that a little bit, and now look at me sidebarring. I've talked about that a little bit, but Reagan has a very big personality. And she has a strong personality, and I feel like a lot of times we try to stamp that out in little girls, and I'm trying not to, right? Like, because I know, I mean, not really so much when I was young. Like, I feel like I wasn't raised in a way that made me feel like I couldn't be that way, like be powerful and strong and all that stuff. Like, I I never got it from like my parents or my family or anybody, like my coaches or anybody like that. But definitely after college, like in my first few jobs, I was definitely made to feel like I was too much. So not only is it a lot, but it's a lot because I'm trying to teach her following rules and following directions. And, I'm trying to teach her, but I also am like trying to let her be her powerful personality. It's hard because I have to check myself like, Andrea, is this just something that's bothering you? Or is this something that you actually need to correct? Now I'm completely sidebarring everybody. It's a lesson. I remember I watched this thing on Instagram. This lady was talking about pouring water on her floor. And she's like, she pours water on her floor. And she's like, listen, nobody's yelling at me. Nothing's happening. My dog's coming over and I'm going to get a towel and I'm going to clean it up. It's not that big of a deal. And basically all the whole comment section was like basically how healing it was, that like you don't have to get yelled at. Like nothing bad is going to happen if you spill something. And that's like something where I'm like, if Reagan drops a cup of water, the instinct is like, Reagan, you have to be careful. She already knows that. And so I like have to check myself, like, Andrea, are you just triggered? Or like, is this something that you need to be like, hey, like we need to correct this behavior? Like she's not trying to make a big mess, or if she is, she's just trying to learn and she's trying to discover. Like, so anyway, all that to say is this is a tough age because she's really getting like her personality, but also like she's learning how to figure out boundaries and things like that. But then I'm also trying to like make sure I'm not messing her up. And then on top of that, now there's prep. Prep is hard on its own, and you put these two in the same pot. It's like baking soda and vinegar. It's crazy. Anyway, she still tells me all the time that I'm the sweetest mommy, but she also sometimes tells me that she hates me. So I think I'm owed that. Sorry, Mom. I think I said I hate you a lot when I was a teenager. She's not a teenager yet, though. Oh, God. I'm going to finish this. Cheers.
No, put
on your seatbelt. Put on your seatbelt. Okay, so just finished at the gym. Reagan. So I needed that work. Let me tell you, your girl needed that. Okay, Reagan. So I did 30 minutes of cardio on the treadmill first. Then I did back and shoulders. It was a really good shoulder day. I mean, it was a good back day too, but it was like a really good shoulder day. And then I only had 10 minutes of cardio left, and I decided to do skill conditioning instead of getting back on the treadmill. So I just did like my little handstand sequence and my push-up sequence over and over and over again. And then I posed for a little bit. And you know what I realized literally like right now today when I was just posing is that I always pose in dead silence. I don't pose to music. And I was posing to music today. And I was like, maybe I need to be posing with music. I don't think it will really make a difference to my actual posing, but I think it'll just make a difference to my vibe, like just to how I feel. I just felt a lot better than I did this morning. I can tell you that, and I corrected the issues, so that was really good. Reagan, why isn't your seatbelt on? I need you to put your seatbelt on, please. Okay, when your seatbelt's on, I'll give you your onions. So anyway, that was, I needed that. Finished all my cardio, got my skills done, got some posing done, hit a lift, like everything is done. So now we are, Reagan, okay, yes. Now headed home to eat another meal. And we're doing like an Instagram live, I think, with Spectrum, which is the people who put on that posing session that we did. So I don't really know what we're gonna talk about on it, but we're doing an Instagram live. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday, the 22nd. 6 days out. I'm headed to train. Reagan's under that blanket in her car seat, but it's 46 degrees outside and she's still asleep. Like, I got her dressed while she was asleep. Like, I literally just put the pants and the shirt and her slippers on her and wrapped her in a blanket and put her in the car. So anyway, so I feel better today than I did yesterday. I still don't feel as good as I did like 4 days ago. But I definitely feel better. My shoulder is still doing something a little bit weird. Like, I know how to fix it, but I think the issue is that now my default pose, like for the last 24 hours, is the weird one. Like it used to be, it was like I was getting so consistent that I would immediately go to the correct pose. But I think I just started thinking about so many other things that now I'm defaulting to this weird shoulder thing because I'm thinking about my midsection. So I think I'm just gonna let my midsection do what it does in my side poses. I mean, I genetically have a pretty small waist, so I think I'm not going to worry about it as much because the shoulders are more important for me. So I think I'm just gonna like, Andrea, just reset. Don't try to do anything different. Just do what you're doing and do what you're doing. That's it. Let's see. My weight was 134.7 this morning, which to be honest is pretty good because I had a high carb day yesterday. Like I think it was almost 200 grams of carbs yesterday. And like almost twice as much food as I've been eating. So to only be up 0.7, technically, we know I'm probably up over a pound because remember I woke up at 134 even, but then I ate and had coffee and had water and then went to the bathroom. I was 133.5. Like I'm probably up a pound, but tomato. I feel like there was something else specific that I was gonna say. Okay, so my costume finally got cleared out of customs and it was delivered and it is so cute. It's so strange because the backup costume and the original costume are both very similar. To be honest, they're both pretty plain. But the backup costume, I was just like, oh, this is okay. I don't know, it just felt very plain. But the new one, which is also plain, you guys, just to be very clear, they are both solid black. They're both solid black. I just think the cut of the new one is just, it's more flattering, and two, it's just, I don't know, I just think it draws the eyes in a different way than the other one. So I'm very excited that got delivered. It's also more comfortable. Like when I put it on, I was like, oh, this is like not the other one. I had to like squeeze my body into, which is crazy because the backup one is an adult size small. Based on the measurements, I'm a size small, but when I put it on, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely a medium, which I should have defaulted to medium because I'm always a medium. The new one is actually a kid's size something. I don't know. They did it by age, so it wasn't even by sizes. You just like put in your measurements and it's like, yeah, order this one. So I think I ordered like for a 16-year-old girl. And the new one fits so much better. I'm like, am I a kid's size 16-year-old girl compared to an adult small? Anyway, I'm super excited because I put it on yesterday and I just like, I needed that yesterday. I went back to the gym and I redid skills. I don't know if I said that. I went back to the gym. I just reconditioned skills. And I felt much better after that. And then I got my costume and I was just like, okay, Andrea, everything's fine. Because you guys, I was actually going to have a breakdown yesterday. For no reason. Like I've mentioned this on multiple occasions. It doesn't actually matter. None of this matters. Like what's going to happen if I go and I pose weird and I get in the second call out and my routine is a little sloppy? What's gonna happen? Nothing. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna fly back home on Sunday. I'm gonna go back to work on Tuesday, and my life is gonna continue. So I'm like, Andrea, you've already been doing the work. That's it. Like, stop getting stressed out over this nonsense, especially because I went back and watched the video of my routine, you guys. The prep goggles were goggling on that routine. I watched the video again and I was like, okay, this was good. I was just mad because I wanted to be perfect and it wasn't perfect. But I've mentioned to a lot of people that I train, like, perfectionism is a cop-out. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Why I say it's a cop-out, people always tell me, well, I'm just a perfectionist. Well, I'm just a perfectionist. Right, but we all know very well, and sorry if I mentioned this before to you, we all know very well that perfection does not exist. Everybody knows that. Nobody thinks you're perfect. Sorry to let you know, nobody thinks you're perfect. Nobody expects you to be perfect. So when you say that you are a perfectionist, when you use that as like a crutch, like, well, I'm just a perfectionist, that's you really giving yourself an out to not execute because you already know you can't be perfect. You already know that's not even a realistic goal. It's not even an attainable goal, let alone realistic. So all that to say is like, I need to stop saying like, oh, I want my routine to be perfect. I want my routine to be perfect. Because guess what happened when I was chasing perfection? I stopped. I didn't even finish my routine. I stopped that routine halfway 4 times because I wanted it to be perfect. No, I was just giving myself an excuse to stop because I was tired. Oh, it wasn't perfect. Okay, I'll stop. No, finish. The last one, I said, Andrea, finish no matter what. Finish no matter what. And guess what happened? I finished. And guess what? It was significantly better than the ones I didn't finish, because guess what? I can't put half a routine on stage, but I can put a full routine that has a little minor mistake here and a little minor mistake there. I'd rather put my full routine with minor mistakes than 45 seconds of my routine that's just impeccable until the last second that I just stop halfway. I can't do that on stage. So anyway, all that to say, stop chasing perfection. It doesn't exist. Stop using it as a crutch to not execute. Perfection is the enemy of progress. I said it once, I'll say it again. You know what? Do I already have a title for this vlog? Perfection is the enemy of progress. All right, still Saturday. It's 11:15, 11:13. I am leaving the joint. So I like quickly ran over here before I have my hair appointment. I have a hair appointment in 15 minutes. And they're like kind of near each other. They're not that close to each other, but they're off the same exit on the freeway. So I was like, you know what, let's go get this adjustment really fast. So got adjusted. So hopefully my posing looks better today. So I got adjusted today, and then I have body work, I think on Wednesday in Columbus. It might be on Thursday. I just can't imagine I would do body work the day before I compete. Like, I know it's low intensity. I'm not going to be like having bruises all over my body, but I just don't know why I would have body work the day before I compete. But maybe I do. I got to check my schedule. But again, adjustment today, and I have body work coming up. So hopefully everything comes together in a nice symmetrical manner, the way that it should. However, you know what I noticed, you guys, or realized I should say? So I don't know if y'all remember, and if you don't remember, I will put the screenshot in this video, my photos from Ben Weider. Okay, physique aside, you guys can see how lopsided that looks, right? I realized, now I had a neck injury coming into that show. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, that's why I started going to the joint in the first place, was because of this neck situation. And I thought that's why my suit looked like that. No, I think I need to look at how tight I have each strap pulled, because I put it on and it still looked a little bit uneven. And the thing is, I wear a posing suit every single day, and my posing suit does not look uneven. So I think, like, yes, I do think it was exacerbated by needing an adjustment, or like just by my back being out of control. But I think that my straps are not even. So I gotta look at that, because I can't be up on stage with my suit completely sideways. And if I can't get it fixed, I don't know why I wouldn't be able to fix it, but like if I can't adjust it or fix it, I'm gonna wear the pink suit on stage. I cannot be on stage with a lopsided suit when I'm trying to look symmetrical on stage. Like, even if my body's symmetrical, if my suit is lopsided, SOS. So I gotta look at the straps and how tight I have them pulled to make sure that they're even on each side, because I put on my stage suit yesterday and I was like, maybe it's the suit, maybe it's not me, maybe it's not my spine. Anyway, gonna go get this hair done. I really want to get my hair cut today, but I'm gonna hold off one more appointment, even though, like, really 3 inches is not really gonna make a big difference. I still think even if I cut it 3 inches, it'll stay on my shoulders, but I just don't want to risk it, because I'm gonna be irritated if my hair falls back off my shoulders. So not gonna get it cut today, but trust me, these ends, the ends need everything that's not in the bun right now, all of this, 3 inches minimum, maybe even up to 6, because I like to keep my hair actually kind of shorter. Anyway, I'll see y'all either after my hair appointment or after practice tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It's dress rehearsal day. You can see my little costume. I don't think my costume is a big reveal. I mean, plus you can't see my costume. You can literally only just see this part. But it's just the routine and the physique that are really the big reveals. Anywho, it's Sunday the 23rd. This is going to be my final dress rehearsal, hopefully. One and only dress rehearsal. I have not done a dress rehearsal. Of course, I've done, like, with the sleeves. I do every practice with the arm streamers. But this is going to be with the full shebang, just to make sure there's not going to be any mishaps, or there's not something that's weird. Now, I always practice with pants on, because there's like a part I go on my knees that I always practice with pants and a sleeved shirt. Specifically because there's a part that I go on my knees that I just don't want bare knees on the wood, and there's like 2 or 3 parts that I basically like roll over my shoulder, and I don't want my bare, whatever this is, I guess like my shoulder bone. It's like the end of where my collarbone meets my shoulder socket. I don't know what that is. I know I'm a personal trainer, but I don't want that bare on the wood. It hurts. Like I literally have bruises after I do these practices and I do those skills. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go skin to wood today. Just once, skin to wood. And then after that, I'm going to do some cardio before I come home. And Ruben wants to see me. So we've done 2 days of high carbs. My weight is up, of course, 135.1 today. So half a pound heavier than it was yesterday. But now we are going to go see, because of course he's not worried about the scale. He's worried about how I look. My shoulders look insane this morning, which is great because remember a couple days ago I was like, my shoulder. So around noon today, he wants me to get a pump and wants to see me pose, because that is what time, I mean, the show starts, I think, pre-judging at 12:30. What are you doing? Do you see that I'm entering onto the freeway? This guy's not paying attention. The lanes merge, right? You get on the freeway and the lanes merge, and the guy just does not give a damn that I'm trying to get on the freeway. Anyway, he wants to see what I look like with a pump at that time of day. So that's what I'll do today. And then if it requires another hour of cardio, it will get another hour of cardio or whatever, whatever he says. But I feel good. I've had a rough couple days, y'all. I have had a rough couple days. The prep goggles are just out of control. They're out of control. Again, I've mentioned this before, but I just feel like the level of pressure that I am putting on myself to do well is also out of control. And I need to just calm down. And I feel like I have this conversation with myself literally every single day. Like, Andrea, it doesn't matter, just calm down. Andrea, it doesn't matter, just calm down. Andrea, just execute, just calm down. Like, I keep having this conversation with myself. And I have to keep having it with myself. This is an ongoing conversation. This is not something that I just say to myself one time and now I'm healed. I'm not healed. I am not saved. So I'm just trying to remain calm and just do what Ruben says and trust what Ruben sees. Like I said it a long time ago that Sydney said this one time on one of her vlogs or whatever. She doesn't really do vlogs, but whatever. On one of her videos, she said, what I look like is none of my business. Truly, Andrea, you're not the coach. It doesn't matter what you think you look like. It matters what if Ruben, who has a much clearer eye and perspective than I do, if Ruben says, hey, you're looking a little watery, then that's when you are like, okay, so what do we do? I don't have to assess it. That's it. I don't have to assess it. I just have to do it. And I know that I've said this before, but I also know I have a lot of new followers. So a lot of you have not heard me say this because I only said it like 2 preps ago. Like, if I trust my coach, then my only job is to do what my coach says. Now, if I don't trust my coach, then maybe I do need to be assessing. But I also shouldn't have that coach, right? Like, if I believe that Ruben has the capability to assess my physique, feed me right, program my cardio right, blah, 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 then that's all I need to know. If I trust him, then I just do what he says because I trust in his expertise, right? Like, I don't have to assess it. That's literally why you hire a coach, is so that they can do that for you. So it doesn't matter what I believe about my physique. Doesn't matter what I believe about how much I should weigh, because let me tell you all, that 135 is freaking me out till I saw my photos. When I saw my photos and I was like, okay, we can get down with 135. But all I have to do, my only job is to execute. And that's where people go wrong. And this is not really necessarily just a bodybuilding thing. This is a personal training thing too. I experience this all the time. People will ask a coach for a plan, a program, and then because they don't fully buy into the process, they start doing other things. They start doing their own plan or a variation, right? And then when they don't get the results that they were supposed to get from this plan, they blame this plan. They blame this person. Happens all the time in personal training. Hey, this is what I want you to do. This is the plan. I need you to execute it. Okay. And then they go do their own other thing. And then they complain that what my personal trainer, I saw a personal trainer, I see it all the time. I saw a personal trainer, I went to burn boot camp and it didn't work for me. It didn't work for you, or you didn't do the plan? Because I had a focus meeting with you one time and I never saw you again. So what do you mean it didn't work for you? Do you mean that you did not fully commit to the process? It wasn't the plan. It's you. Anyway, that's my pep talk to myself. Andrea, just do the damn plan. Just do the plan. That's it. Anyway, I'm going to parking lot pimp for like another 5 seconds just so I can get another few sips of this in. I don't really need an energy drink. I already had like a coffee. But I just think that this is part of my ritual, and I'm not gonna mess around with my ritual. So I'm gonna drink a little bit of this. I did buy this Vitamin Shop. By the time this video is over, this promotion's long over. The promotion ends today. Vitamin Shop, the entire store is buy one get one half off. So I went to buy an energy drink yesterday. I know y'all, I'm supposed to be cutting them off. I have majorly reduced them, but they're not all the way out. Anyway, I went to buy an energy drink, and the guy's like, "Oh, the whole store is buy one get one half off. Do you want to get another one?" Which I could have just said no, because getting a second one for half off is still more expensive than just getting one. However, I got duped. I was like, you know what? I haven't had Kool-Aid Rise in a while. So I got that. I'm going to save this. This is my special show day drink. Could I have gotten one in Columbus? Yes. But not for half off. Anyway, I'll let y'all know how practice goes. Y'all, I don't have my sleeves or my streamers with me. I thought about going home. I don't live that far away. However, it is what it is today. I practice with the streamers every single time I practice. I just remembered that I took them out of my backpack the night that my costume got here. I took the sleeves and the streamers out of my backpack when I brought them inside so I could like take a picture with the full outfit on. And I thought that I put them back in my backpack, but I think I didn't. I think I put them in my drawer or something. I better figure out where I put them. But they're not in my backpack, so it doesn't matter. To be honest, my main concern is the actual costume, because it's like a skirt, and I just want to make sure it doesn't like bother me or feel weird, or like just that I know how to tune it out. And then the top, I just want to make sure like I'm not going to have any weird mishaps with it. Like I just want to make sure that it's fine. So realistically, the sleeves and the arm streamers are the least important part of this dress rehearsal, but it also kind of defeats the purpose of having a dress rehearsal when you don't have every costume piece. Okay, I'm going home, but I am going to come right back. I need my sleeves. I need my sleeves, I need my streamers. I can't get my mind right, and I know it's like too close to the show to be like, I don't know, feeling like I'm unable to focus or like unable to execute without, like, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Like, I should still be able to do this routine and execute this routine even without my arm streamers, even without my sleeves. But I think I just was so dead set on today being a full dress rehearsal that not having those things, especially the streamers on the handstand, like that was a big learning curve. Like when I first started using those, I could not hit this routine at all. I've done so much practice to make sure I can do it with them, that doing it without them, even though physically it's kind of the same, mentally it's a lot. Like for me, it's just a lot more mental activity. And I'm just like, you know what? I'll be back in 15 minutes. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Go home and get them. Go home and get them so that you can feel good about this full run through, so that when you get on stage, it's not your first time doing a full dress, like full everything. So I'm going home. Like I said, round trip, it will be 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the max. I got nothing but time today, so I'm just gonna go. Like, I'm not gonna waste a bunch of time here. And then also still feel like I still need to do it again because I didn't even actually do a full dress rehearsal. So anyway, that's all. My warm-up was fine, but I was just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. Like, this turnaround is gonna be so fast, I'm not even taking my stuff out to the car. I'm just gonna put it in the locker room and then go get in my car, go grab my stuff and come back. Okay, the room is empty, everybody. The man that was playing a podcast out loud is gone. And then there was a lady doing flute. She wasn't bothering me because she was like over in the corner and had headphones on, so like that's fine. But the guy was also over in the corner actually, but he had his phone set up on a water bottle, very similar to what I do. Y'all, I'm not hating because I do it too. But like, he had his phone set up, propped up against his water bottle in the middle of the room, which is kind of what I do. Like, I go in the middle of the room and I set my tripod up in the perimeter. He was in the perimeter and he set his phone up in the middle. And he's listening to his music out loud. I was like, Andrea, you're mad at this guy, but this is literally what you do. Anyway, he left, so I was fine. But then I was like, even though I actually was fine with her being in there, I was just like, ugh, like I gotta get in this costume, like. But then she was finishing up her stuff, and she's like, oh, are you performing? Blah, blah. She thought it was a dancer based on, what I'm wearing. And she's like, oh. And I was like, oh, I'm a bodybuilder. She's like, what's your name, Andrea? She's like, I'll say a prayer for you. And I was like, see, Andrea, this is why you gotta stop being so hateful. Stop being so hateful, because people just want to pray for you. Okay, that was everything. And of course, it was one and done. I just needed those arm streamers. So actually, after I ran it, so one thing I did that I have never done before is I forced myself to stand up immediately. As soon as I finished, I stood up. Because I end laying down the same way I ended my bend reader routine. And usually I lay there for at least 2 minutes before I get up. I'm out of breath. I was like, Andrea, like, you can't do that. You have to get up. So I finished it and I stood up with a smile and I did my little thank you. And then I'm sitting there like watching it, and some lady walks in and she's like, I don't want to interrupt you or mess you up. Is it okay if I just come over here? And I'm like, oh, I'm done. You're fine. But I really did appreciate that she asked. Even if I wasn't done, she was fine, because again, she was hiding in the back corner behind the bike. So, but I was like, yes, one and done. Now I was going to do a full hour of cardio, but just because that morning took me so long because I had to go back home, even though originally I said I got nothing but time, but at noon, Ruben wants me to get a pump and pose. I don't want to be running it, like, if I do an hour right now, I'm only going to have a couple hours before that, which sounds like a long time, but I also, like, need to eat and digest a meal. Like, I need to have time to, like, go through this entire process leading up to that. So I'm only going to do, like, 20 minutes right now just to walk, get some steps in. But I feel really good. Now, based on how my last full out went, remember, it was not one and done, I am going to, so Ruben and Reagan leave tomorrow, which is wild. Like, I got the email that's like, it's time to check in, because my email is the one associated with Reagan's American Airlines miles. Yes, my daughter has an American Airlines miles account, because if I'm paying for these tickets, I'm getting the miles. Anyway, so I got an email. It's like, it's time to check in. I'm like, oh my gosh, they leave tomorrow, and I'm really excited about that. Listen, I love my family, but even Ruben was like, you're going to have a lot less stress because it's just going to be you. So they leave tomorrow morning. Like, I'm taking them to the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I have, I'll have all of Monday by myself. I train Tuesday morning, and then I leave Tuesday night at like 11 p.m. So after I train, I'll still have a few hours to like go to the gym and stuff. So anyway, all that to say is tomorrow I am going to do sections. I'm probably not going to do another full out until I get to Columbus. Because to be honest, you guys, I don't need to do full outs. I need to do the first 30 seconds. If I get through the first 30 seconds, I'm Gucci. Because what am I trying to say? Like, the first 30 seconds is about the skill. Like, it's a skill that I am worried about hitting. Like, there's a chance for it to mess up, right? But I'm not tired at that point. I literally just need to hit the skill. It's just a skill that I don't have with 100% consistency. Everything else after that, nothing's 100%. I mean, some things are 100%. My kicks are 100%. My backhand springs 100%. But you know what I mean? Like, of course, there's always risk. But everything else is about my level of conditioning. Will I be too tired to do it well? And now I am confident that my level of energy will be fine. I have proven to myself enough times to know that if I'm trying, I will have the energy and conditioning to do it to the level that I want to do it. So really the only thing that I'm still like worried about is if I will hit that first skill. If I hit the first skill, game over. The rest of the routine is going to be off the charts. If I don't hit that first skill, I'm still going to make sure I perform the rest of the routine to my best ability, but like the rest of the routine is not something that I need to practice over the next few days. What I need to practice over the next few days is that first handstand skill. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it every single day, several times a day. I probably will do another full out in Columbus just for good measure, because like I said, that several days in between full outs just didn't feel good to me. So skill, section, pretty much probably every day. And then I'll run a full out on Thursday, and then I'll compete on Friday. But I feel really good. I feel much better today, physique-wise and routine-wise, than I did on Friday. Friday, I nearly had a mental breakdown. But we're back. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is crazy. Also, last thing for now. Also, now I feel like ass cheeks. She says that a lot, which I didn't really notice it until she pointed it out. And now every time she says also or I say also, I think of her in her one video where she said also like 4 times in a row. Anyway, also, now I forgot what I was going to say because I went on a side quest. I don't know. When I remember, I'll come back.
What's up, guys? It's me and Mom. I got the hat.
Yeah, I had the hat on, but then the sun was in her eyes, and I have sunglasses, and she doesn't, so I had to give her my hat. Anywho, it's still Sunday. It's like 4-something p.m., 4:15. Reagan and I are just out here in these streets running errands. So Ruben and hanging out. Girl time. Ruben went to the gym. To Powerhouse. So Reagan and I packed her clothes. We are headed to Five Below to get her some headphones for the airplane for her iPad. She has some somewhere. Actually, I should check my center console because I feel like they're at the bottom. Anyway, need to get her some headphones.
Good.
I need to get eyelash glue. And then we have to go to Burn Boot Camp to drop off something. But then I think that's it for like being out in these streets. But we're going to find out. And then I just have, I still have 30 minutes of cardio. Thank goodness I did 30 earlier because I'm like, earlier I was like, oh my gosh, I still have to go do cardio. And now I'm like, oh wait, it's only 30 minutes. Amen. Would you look at God? Post earlier today, y'all. I'm not kidding. I have never seen my back look like this in my life. It's wild. Like, I really, really hope that, and I'm going to assume that I look on stage the way that I'm like looking / a little bit better, right? A little bit tighter, a little bit drier in my check-in photos, because we did like a midday check-in. I took the pump product. I did the band pump. Like I did the whole, pretty much what I'm going to do on the show day. And then I got in my stage suit and I posed, and y'all, I was like, not right. I mean, in a good way. So I figured out my timing. I'm literally setting alarms because if you've like been watching my series or you watch my show wrap-ups, I've probably said it on multiple occasions that sometimes I struggle to get a pump, just because, we're pulling all the water, blah, 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 blah. So I am getting my process down to a science. Like, okay, take your pump product at this time, pump at this time, be ready to pose at this time. So I think that I got that timing right today. I'm going to do it again on Thursday, like when I'm a little bit closer to the water balance that I will have on stage, right? Because right now I'm also like still full of carbs. I've done 2 days of high carbs. Today we dropped the carbs. But y'all know, like usually it takes my body like a day or two to settle down after the carbs. So I'm going to do it again probably tomorrow just to see what I look like on a low carb day with the pump, blah, blah, blah. And then depending on what that looks like, that will determine like, okay, do we do another high carb day? Do we, whatever. But it'll also determine what I do on show day. So we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll do it again Thursday. And then hopefully we nail it on show day. If we nail it on show day, you guys, I might cry on stage. I might cry on stage. Listen, I have majorly cut back on buying post-show treats and snacks. Oh yeah, baby. But one thing about me and Reagan, we love a peep. We love a peep. I don't know if y'all remember, last year after Easter, I bought a bunch of clearance peeps and saved them for her birthday, to put them on her birthday cake. And that's literally what she just said. Mommy, the ones for my birthday? Yep, they sure are, baby. Anyway, I'm gonna get a pack of Dr. Pepper peeps. Maybe a pack of cotton candy peeps to enjoy in Columbus. Alright, y'all, happy Monday. Oh my gosh, this thing says I only have 10 minutes of storage left. It's because I've been freaking filming my routine and filming my posing every single day and delete those videos. Anyway, it's Monday the 24th, I think. Yep, 4 days out. I am at the airport. I just dropped off Reagan and Ruben. Now I get however many hours of me time. Honestly, I'm gonna go back home. Right now it's like, I don't know, it's almost 7:30 or something like that. I don't know, I keep checking my clock. Yeah, 7:12. I'm gonna go home be home by maybe 8:30 or so. I'm gonna go back to sleep until the Lord wakes me up. Honestly, it'll probably be only like an hour or so. Go back to sleep, wake up, pre-workout meal, pump, get a pump, pose. Then I have all of the things today. It's Monday, it's my day off, and I don't have Reagan. Going to do some cardio, going to work on skills, going to do everything, every single thing that I can possibly do. And obviously I also need to finish packing. I started packing yesterday, but I need to finish packing today because tomorrow I train in the morning. So I'll be at the gym from like 5 o'clock in the morning until 12:30 in the afternoon. And then my flight's at like 10. So, I'll have however many hours in between work and the airport, but I don't want to be rushing around tomorrow. Like I would like to be ready tonight so that after work I can just kick it. Or if I have to go to the gym, I can go to the gym and not feel like I'm rushed for time. So anyway, I thought I was going to take this video all the way to the airport, but now that my storage is looking a little low, I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to delete something. But anyway, post this morning, I was 133.5, so not a low, but we're definitely dropping, from the high carb. So I looked really good this morning. I'm interested to see what a second low day does for me. See what I look like in the morning tomorrow. And also see what I look like this afternoon. So anyway, that's that. I got to find the parking lot. We walked across this whole airport. I don't know where I am. All right, my day was thrown for a loop. What's going on with this hair? I'm about to do cardio. So I woke up, I set my nap alarm for an hour, and when it went off an hour later, I did not feel rested enough. So I went back to sleep, but then I was so hungry. I was like, you know what, let's just eat a meal and then go back to sleep. So of course I got on the scale first. I was 132.7, so that's my new low. Got up to eat a meal and had a text message. We're in like a group text message with all the trainers from the trainer who trains tonight. Hey, Sadie has a fever. Can anybody train tonight? And I thought about ignoring it. And I was like, there's 3 other trainers, beyond me. There's 3 other trainers. There's her, me, and 3 others. One of them already worked all morning long, so she's a no. I'm like, Andrea, you're already taking off the rest of this week. Just do it. So instead of going back to sleep, I ate my meal. I said, I'll take it. I ate my meal, and then I just finished packing because I was like, going to kind of just laugh. I already said I've got nothing to do today. I got nothing but time. I'm like, okay, well, I have cardio. I have to finish packing. I wanted to clean up the apartment. I have to do some return. I have a lot to do. I'm like, okay, now I have 4 hours to do most of it. I mean, I can do some of it after I get off work, especially because I don't have Reagan. So once I'm done with work, I can just leave instead of, I still do have to set up, but setup is a lot faster when I don't have Reagan. And then I have more flexibility to do stuff when I leave the gym because I don't have to worry, has Reagan been out all night? Is she tired? Is she fussy? So I do have time. And again, to be completely honest, nothing that I was gonna do. I mean, I wanted to paint my nails. I wanted to, sorry, there's somebody in here with their legs. I wanted to paint my nails. I wanted to map my eyebrows. I have this eyebrow kit. So I was gonna do my eyebrows, I was gonna paint my nails. Those are all things that I can do in Columbus. So realistically, the only thing that needs to get done is me packing, which I'm done with. So anyway, it's loud in here because that leg extension machine is very loud. So I'm gonna put on my shoes. I'm gonna get this hour of cardio done. And yeah, after this, I'm gonna try to go look like I'm alive. Okay, I know that was a pretty abrupt ending, but I accidentally deleted the last clip that was for this vlog because, as I said before, I have storage issues and I got a little overzealous on deleting stuff. So anywho, y'all, that's going to wrap it up. The next video, we are going to be headed to Columbus. So as usual, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for messaging me. Just thank you in general for supporting me. This is just so exciting and overwhelming. It is really challenging for me to even put it into words, and we're not even there yet. Anyway, we'll see you guys in Columbus.